Hello, welcome to the developer commentary for Simple Sowings. It's been a while since my last one, but to be honest, I just forgot about it for a while. And then when I went to actually record this one recently, I got very sick for a week, so it's a week later than how late it was originally. But this is Simple Sowings. I hate this game. I feel like after this point, this is when I start liking the things I made more, so this is the last one I'll be like, I vehemently hate this game. This was at the peak of my, like, I don't know, I don't know how I would, like, describe it, but I would call it, like, the peak of my very false ego in making games, I guess. At this time I had, like, just started my college course, which if you watch the other ones you'd know that's what I made all of these games for, as practice, so I don't struggle as much when I actually like go to college and learn the thing. And I'm very glad I did that because it helped me tremendously and it gave me like so much value from the course. But like for the first month, I'm gonna be honest, I just like, as a novice developer, knowing a bit more than everyone else, I thought I was like I thought I was way better than everyone at this point in time. And I remember specifically, I'm not like this anymore, I learned my lesson, this was a bad time. But I remember specifically I was working on this game in class, and one of my classmates comes up and he compliments my game and he says, "Oh, that looks pretty good." And then he says, "Oh, it looks like this game I like called Andy's Apple Farm." And like at the time I was like, "What? How dare you compare me to such schlock?" Andy's Apple, there's nothing wrong with that game. It's fine. I don't mind Andy's Apple Farm. You can play worse. Like, people can enjoy what they want. But at the time, I just always thought I was above everything, and so I thought, no, this game is much more superior. So I think I literally said to him, like to this guy, I said, "It's like Andy's Apple Farm but good." This is the worst game I've ever made. Okay, it's not. It's like, it's down there though. Like, I think it's like bottom 4 at least. I really don't like it. The idea was good, but the execution was just not there. Yeah, so this was at the peak of like me really getting into making games, but getting into it too much and thinking I'm some prodigy in making games, which I'm not. As you'll very much see, this is the only game I've made, I think, that I think didn't get updated. So that's I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I just really did not like working on this one towards the end. This was my first and last, I think, 2D game. Like, I think it was my first and last. It was my first, at least. And it was very inspired by Faith, the Unholy Trinity, which is top 5 horror games, by the way. But I was very inspired by it at the time. But when I like would go onto there's this website I use Asprite now, Asprite, whatever you call it. But back then I used this site called Pixel Art, but it's spelled weird. When I would export it from Pixel Art, I didn't know that one, you could like upscale it to make it look crisper, and I also didn't know that when you drag stuff like this into Unity, it automatically has bilinear filtering applied to it. And I left it really blurry, and at first it looked fine, but as you can see in like all the screenshots, anything that's like has sharp edges or cuts off sharply looks horrendous in this art style. I'm using the same asset store VHS shader here that I did in Barren Waters. I'm gonna stop yapping here. I'm gonna save all my app for the actual game. Let me download it. I don't think I've played this since I released it. I think. So September 2022. So it's been like nearly 3 years. 2. It's been 2 years, nearly. It's been nearly 2 years since I've laid my eyes on this. And it's extracted all the way down here. Here it is, right? We got a readme file. Controls WSD to move, space to interact, just like Faith. Remember, sometimes it's better to fight than to keep running. And then special thanks to Tim, who's my programming teacher, for help with programming. I guess I can't say much more. She's getting it. I don't think there's any audio in this game either, which is funny. So this is Simple Sowings. I made this game. We're still in the era where I didn't know how to make a pause menu, so I just said, oh, press Alt F4 to leave. Press enter to play. Very basic. This is day one. I hate this VHS filter. The scan lines in specific just look way too clean. You can also see that the pixel density on everything is so uneven. That I didn't even get to read that. I must have been on the timer. Actually, one thing about how like all the pixel art is blurry is I remember one of my teachers said to me, and again I don't do this anymore. My teachers are very nice, but one of my teachers said to me, "Oh, do you want help with that? I can show you how to make it not blurry." And I was like, "No, actually, it was intentional." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then I didn't find out how to fix it. So if you're like a new game developer, seriously, it's like getting help is very important. I guess yeah, great advice from me. Getting help is good actually. We got sunflowers. Great, there's nothing in this game. Alright, this way to the farm. We got chickens. I had fun making the pixel art for all the animals in this game. So the plot is you're a farmer so far. That's literally it. I remember you have to do this in a very specific order, so you have to go crops first, I think. Okay, no. That's how forgettable this game is. I think it's in here first. So you come through here. Chickens. Then this, you got 6 chickens. This was what the game was mainly based on, this idea that you would like count your animals every day, and then one day there would be one less or one more, I guess. Yeah, one more animal when there shouldn't be. And in theory, if this was like a normal farming game, like if it was a what is that game? Stardew Valley ripoff, but like feature complete, like it is Stardew Valley. With all the normal farming features, that would be cool. Like, it would be a cool idea. It's Stardew Valley with skinwalkers. That's cool. The problem is, I was sucked at making games. I still do, but like now I can make video games, whereas these are just, I don't even know. These are just, you just walk around and look at things. It's very .exe game coded, I guess. It's very like kid in game maker. I'm using Unity, but it's like very kid in game maker making Toy Story.exe or whatever type game. Yeah, there's nothing to comment on here. Crops. I don't know what the point of this is. You can press space to do that. Again, the pixel density is all messed up, so it looks absolutely horrible. You can walk on top of the plants, which is great. One game, can I get like, yeah, look at that, you can get 2 at the same time. Awesome. What else? Oh, the title for this game. I know, I just did it. Oh, the text keeps coming up that I'm not able to read because again, it's an EXE game pretty much. The title for this game, Simple Sowings. Again, this is like the peak of my laziness when making games, evident with how bad this game is. I didn't even touch the truck. This game's title is Simple Sowings, and I think I just put in the chat GPT Again, I wouldn't do this now. I've learned all my lessons very early on, which was good. But I put in the ChatGPT fun farming game title, and it just came up with that. And I guess my thought process was it's generic. And then we got this guy. He's just a shopkeeper. I don't think he has anything to do in this game. He just is there. I really don't know. I think the reason you don't come back like through that lower screen and back up is because the way this game was programmed, which is also the reason it doesn't have music. The way this game was programmed is that each level is each screen is a separate Unity scene, meaning that at this time I had no idea how to transfer data between scenes, but also that like every screen that you go through is more work for me to set up. So I just got lazy and made it so that it teleports you back to the main area after the shop. Again, this game isn't great. Day 2. Alright, it's just exactly the same as if I remember correctly. Or maybe it's different, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about this one, to be honest. I think the next one... I actually have no idea what the next one is. I think it's Outpost, which would be good, because that's the first game I kind of started to... It's the first game where I kind of started to, like, get it, I guess, like, get my workflow down and figure out how to make something passable. I don't think Outpost 58 is a good game, but it's it's like better than pretty much everything that came before except Killer Clowns. Anyways, that's I cannot stress enough. I have nothing to talk about here. There is nothing to say. I made this out of just because I wanted to make something, and it would be good, except I didn't care about it that much, so it wasn't good. I think instead of like vaulting the idea, which is what I do now, I just put the idea down on a notepad on my phone, for like ideas that I know I can't do. Instead of doing that, I just decided to do it, and this is what transpired, which is also what taught me the lesson of you are not as good as you think you are, which I'm very I'm very glad I learned that very early on. Even though I still make mistakes like that. Call of Duty. I don't know, man. Okay, again, also no audio because of the scenes. Even if I tried to make music, it would be bad. I'm only starting to learn how to make music now. What does that say? I don't know, man. Let's go to the shop. I quite like the shopkeeper just as in general. He's probably my favorite. Okay, well he's not because of the main character, which is revealed at the end to be Milan Dusk. This is Milan Dusk, but like his appearance here, like there's no reason for this to be Milan Dusk. It just lined up well, and I was like, you know what, sure. I like the shopkeeper guy. He doesn't do anything. He never does anything in this whole game. He just stands there. He's very Faith inspired. He looks like a character from Faith. He kind of reminds me of Gary from Faith. Let me check my notepad. I have a notepad here, like full of interesting stuff I could talk about. I've already went through all of it. There's nothing here. Alright, day 3. It's the exact same list. Shader is so horrible. It's like a fine enough shader, it's just I've used it so terribly. This game just does not look good at all. We got the chickens. When's literally this game is just waiting for something to happen. Like, when does it get good? I think that's a gift, right? When does it get good? Six chickens, all accounted for. So boring. It's so boring. There we go. That's not that right. Finally. I think this scene is quite. I wouldn't call it cool, but like if it was done better leading up to this moment, I'd say it's quite cool. I like it. I like the design of the car. I like the way it just like all of the other cars are just like huddled away from him. I think I made a meme about that. I'm not sure if I put that in the files, but I'll put it on screen. It's a very old meme though. I can't remember even what was on it. And I only got the sheet. But yeah, this entire game was based around the concept of a scene where you're playing a farming game and then an extra animal that looks weird suddenly appears one day and it's a skinwalker. And like, yes, that's a good idea. I think that's a pretty good idea. It's just the execution is really bad, which I've already said, because there's nothing to say, right? Are you finished? Oh. I didn't know that. You can just leave. I made the game and I didn't know that. Damn. I think it's coming back to me now. I think the idea for that was that, like, over time your plants could wilt. Again, this was back when I thought I could make a farming game. So I kind of made it like a choice to see like, oh, do you water your plants or do you not? Why would you not? I don't understand. If you're playing a farming game, why would you not? It's stupid. It's so stupid. I'm actually kind of glad this game doesn't have audio, so I don't have to wear headphones for this whole thing. Day 4. I don't recall it going past day 3, which is interesting. Oh, is it 5 days maybe? It's exactly the same, it doesn't matter. How long is this game? This is not the greatest advertisement for me. I'm pretty sure I made a show reel for a showcase thing I did for college. And I think I recall, outside of Couch Simulator and 087, because obviously they use copyrighted stuff, I think this was the only game I left out of it. Like, I even put the Barren Waters in there, but not this, because I was just, okay, cool, chickens, try it again. But not this, because I was just so disappointed with how this came out. So we got the weird chickens, we got the weird cows. I can't lie, that's kind of fire actually too. Just the way there's like only one cow now. I quite like that. Hopefully the game ends soon. And now we got the weird sheep with the 3 eyes. It's kind of cool. I think I have the original like resolution pictures of all of those animals. I can throw them up, I guess, on screen. That'll give you something interesting to look at. I'm done with this game. I hate this. I'm gonna go to the shop now. I've got to tell for fuck's sake. You know, fast forward, please. Just fast forward. There's nothing interesting here. Oh, there's something interesting. Is this the result of me not? Well, surely not. No, I did not know how to program that. There is no way I programmed the crops dying mechanic. I simply did not. The check marks appear in the wrong place. I don't believe I did that. I think that just happens on this day. Let's go to the shop. The blue guy. You know what I want, Bone Man. I like the blue color palette of the place. It's better than the fucking orange color palette of this entire game. I should have chose like a color palette and stuck to it. If I had to remake this game, I would go with red and black, like the Virtual Boy. I just think that's kind of cool. It would give it some sort of personality. Day 5. I think this is the last night at Freddy's, so check animals, very important. Okay, now I just opened the Photoshop and just used the. It was not even Photoshop. I didn't even use Photoshop at this time. It was GIMP. It was GIMP. I opened GIMP and just scribbled over it. I recall the reason I credited Tim with programming help was that I remember on that like walking to the barn scene, one of them, maybe it'll show up in a second, but like there was one with like the chicken and it would just move off screen unless that's completely broken now. I think it's cool. I didn't know I animated it. That's kind of cool. Is this where it cuts off? Cause yeah, now we're at the shop. I don't know why it doesn't just bring me to the shop. It's the most horrible sprite ever. And you go to the back of the shop. Again, don't ask me what's going on here. Oh. I forgot I did any of this shit. Gone. And then I think here is where you get the option to... Not yet. Okay, now I got a gun and now I'm going to the bunker. I haven't seen this in ages. This is crazy. It's freaking awesome. Does this... if I recall correctly, I think this room up here, the top wall just doesn't have collision. Night 1. Today I'll search my old crops for food. Is that what it says? Head out and find food. Don't die. Sleep. Oh, we got beef in the corner. Reference to Killer Clowns. You know, the beef chain, which is in a lot of my games. I don't know what that thing is. We gotta follow. I actually like forgot mostly about this place. I like the switch up from day to night. Yeah, here you go. You can just walk. You can just walk up here. I thought you could walk fully off screen from my remembering, but from what I remember. But no, it thankfully stops you there. But you can still walk on the wall. Oh hell yeah. And then we got a gun. Nice. We gotta go out and find food. So is it right or left? He moves so slow. I'm gonna take a drink. Oh, dead bird alert. Does that block you from getting in here? No. Can you go in here? No. Can you walk off screen? No. Okay, I'm surprised. Crop. We got one crop. I think I took it. Question mark. Are you finished? Why did I add that? Oh, it's been dragged inside now. Am I supposed to follow it? Again, I can't remember anything about this game. That's my mouse. That's not a monster. I guess I go back. Today I will search the shop for food. I feel the guy in the shop isn't dead. Like there's something I want to do with this in the future. With Job Well Done, I want to like link this to Job Well Done, even though it is bad. I want the blue guy to come back in Job Well Done. No reason. I just thought it'd be cool. Even though this game is ass. But like, surely he's not dead, right? Did I write myself into a corner with that? Oh, can I take that? Yeah. I think he's just surviving also, like that's why he's barricaded his shop. But that doesn't make sense because you have to drive to the shop and it hasn't taken over the whole place. Maybe it has, I don't know anymore. I hate this game. Today I will search the house for food. Okay. House time. Yeah. So, you know what, it's not terrible, but you can tell where they're like line cutoffs are, which is annoying. But it's raining now. I also wish I didn't make it like bright blue. Oh, there's the chicken running away. Yeah, I didn't know how to program that, so I had to get my programming teacher to do it. It turns out all you had to do was just have the chicken standing here, Unity animate it, make it go away, and then have the animation not loop. That's what I was having problems with. Oh, there's lightning outside. You know what? That's cool, actually. I didn't know it was that good. It's here. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to choose fight because obviously in the text document that's what it's alluding to. I don't know what the point of the multiple endings is. I should flight just makes you die. Maybe I'll replay the whole game to show the flight ending, but I probably won't. You know what? Actually, I will. So look forward to that. We're gonna choose fight, and then I'll do flight later. I will end this. This is that I will end this part. I don't have much to say. I can't remember much. All I know is that I tried doing the fake rotoscoping thing, and I actually don't mind how it came out. It just wasn't fully rotoscoped. It was just 3 frames. But you'll see it in a second. Okay, I couldn't have flipped one of them around. They're just all the same. I do like this sprite. This was when I realized you could export it in HD, so this is the only sprite I have the HD version of, and I'm not a artist at all. I'm not even a sprite artist, so I'm fairly happy with how this one came out. I think it looks cool. Okay, I can't even lie, that line is so corny. Here's the rotoscoping I did. I wish I pixelated it a bit more. There's just 2 frames of my hand dropping a match. I think I have the original image. I can put it up if I don't want one, I guess. The Daily Moon. Family's farm burns to the ground. In a recent fire, the Dusk family farm, Milan Dusk. So he says in Killer Clowns he grew up on a farm. This is the farm. Is burnt to the ground. Reports of arson ring true with evidence from investigators of a gasoline-fueled fire. Also, reports of strange, deformed animal corpses have been filed, but according to investigators, there's nothing to see here. Alright, let's go back to the main menu. I'm now gonna do the marathon that is playing that all again to get the other ending. I'm gonna speed it up. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna play Dump from Deltarune because that song's funny. Okay, well, we have some breaking news. While I was looking through the files that I had saved while editing this video from Simple Sowings, I found a bunch of music tracks that I did for the game. So one, I must have just composed them and said these are bad, I'm not putting them in. 2, yeah. Anyways. Okay, here we are back on the fight or flight screen. I'm gonna choose flight this time. There's the thrilling conclusion to the story. This, I can't remember exactly how this ends. I know that you walk for a few screens and then the bad thing appears, but like, does it close the game or what does it do? I do like, it's just holding D simulator. Oh, there's the thing. Oh yeah, I just closed the game. Nice. So that was, let me go back here. So that was Simple Sowings. Died. Maybe that could be, like, upon replaying it, that could be my new least favorite thing I've made. I can't lie. No. 087 is worse. 087 is worse, but it's like right there. It is like the only thing keeping this one above the only thing keeping this one above it is the fact that it's a completely original and I made everything myself in it. Therefore, I have more of an attachment to it, I suppose. And there were some good scenes / ideas, but mostly it sucked. It's so bad. So here we are back at the tier list. Actually, wait, I forgot the Barren Waters exist too. I don't know. These three are like by far the worst. And then it goes uphill. It goes uphill from here. I guess I could rate these two also while I'm here. We got Couch Simulator VR. Do I even want to rate that? It's also in D tier, I guess, because it's literally nothing. And yeah, it's literally you boot into like a VR scene and then that's it. It's like it's just Couch Simulator in like a virtual VR world. Do I even have any screenshots of that? Dude, did I even bother? Okay, I got one picture, 2 pictures. This is what it looks like. You just boot into this world. I guess that makes it the worst one because literally nothing happens in it. And it doesn't have the merit of Couch Simulator 2022 being the thing that kickstarted everything. I'm gonna put Simple Sowings high D tier. There's also the water bottle experiment, which this I think I'm not gonna do a separate video on this, so I'll talk about this in a second. But this video is about Simple Sowings for the most part. Going back to Simple Sowings, I think this was the last of the early era of my games. I think everything after this is when I really started to come into like form, I guess. Like I really started to get it. I started to understand how to do good things, how to do bad things. But like I wasn't executing it still, even after this. It's only until very recently when I have I don't know, man. It's hard talking about this. I don't like this one. I really don't have anything to say about it, and I'm really sorry that we went 2 videos in a row where I'm like struggling to find anything to say. But the next one I hopefully will have things to say, which I should because it's arguably my most popular game. And it will be Outpost 58. But for this game, I don't know. It was like, it's the odd one out of all of my games. It's the only one that's not 3D, not first person. Well, I guess the Museum Digital Memories is in first person, but it's not 3D. It's pixel art with it doesn't look very good, which is one thing I think every game I've made after Outpost 58 in some way looks, I wouldn't say good or great, but like they look passable or like nice, and that's not something I can say about this one. This game looks horrible. I'd say Killer Clowns looks visually better than this game. The Simple Sowings just looks terrible visually. I don't have any real deep connection with it because I don't like it. It was made purely out of, I don't even know why I made this. The worst part is it's a good concept, I think. Like that concept I thought of where it's the farming game and then another animal appears. Whoa. Skinwalker. I think that's still a good idea. I'm not gonna do it in the future because I don't want to. But if anyone's watching this and they want to steal that idea, by all means do it. I would love for you to do that because this game sucks. Take the idea. I don't want it. I keep saying this, but I just don't have anything to say. It's just not good. I'm actually gonna, I'm gonna record another one today just to make sure this isn't the last one for a while, because I really don't like this game. I don't know. Okay, one thing I will give this game is that it taught me very many lessons, and it taught me valuable lessons. Number one would be to like know your limits. Don't just do an idea because you can do it. Like, there's no rush. Even if the idea hasn't been done before, it's very unlikely that someone's going to then take that idea, and even if someone does take that idea, it's not going to be a clone of whatever you have in your head. It's going to be different in some way. And it may even be better if someone does the idea first, because you can see what went right, what went wrong, and you might get inspiration from that. So that's the first thing that this game taught me. Second thing this game taught me, I guess, is more of like a social thing with game development, is don't be an asshole. Just like, I don't really know what to say. This game is this game just in general has encapsulated my not early enough to be like Couch Simulator Killer Clowns era, but like the post Killer Clowns era of games I've made that just suck. I'm pretty sure we are 3 for 3 on terrible games. Yeah, we've literally got Simple Sowings, Barren Waters, and Barren Waters, Couch Simulator, and Simple Sowings all in a row. So that era, it very much encapsulates that post Killer Clowns era where I'm like, well, now what? And I was very egotistical. I thought I was the best at game development. I thought I was the game developer. It's still a very core part of my identity now. If I wasn't a game developer, I don't say I definitely would not have a very good purpose in life. But like back in like whenever I made this game, it was just bad. Like, it was really bad. I would not shut up about game development, and I would not, like, I think I also wouldn't take criticism very well. I was becoming a very yandere dev. I recall a game gave me advice to add audio to this, or a friend gave me advice to add audio to this game, and I just like outright ignored him. I was like, nope, it doesn't need audio, it's part of the experience. And it was just because I was lazy, and it's like stuff like that where it's like, come on, man. So yeah, I'm not sure if that was one of the less. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that this kind of it taught me a lot, and it also encapsulates this period of game development I was in, where it was just really bad. It was just a very bad period for my art and my game development. But thankfully, this is the last one, as the water bottle experiment is kind of what dragged me out of this whole, if I can find it. Is it been delisted? I think I delisted it. Why? I'm gonna put that back up now. Give me a minute. There we go. I don't know why I took that down. I think I took it down. I actually don't know. I think it was because it was in another collection that I took down, and then I just forgot to add it to this one. So the water bottle experiment, I'm not gonna play it here. It's very short and bad, but I made this game during a like 3-day course on writing for video games, just because I felt like I wanted to do that. I just wanted to do it, and I met like friends, like some of my best friends today through that course. I think I specifically, no, I'll not say it, but like I met some of my friends today, like even some people in the Lethal Company videos and people I've met through those friends that I've made. Pretty much nearly all of my like friends to this day I met in some way due to attending this course, and I guess it was like a big turning point for me. I'd made more connections, people who were like artists and like storytellers. I am just rambling. I'm making a lot of like stuff off the top of my head. But I had met people who were more creatively minded, I guess, like me, and I like that's not to throw shade at my prior friends. I'm still friends with all of them now. Becoming friends with them kind of was like marked the turning point for me, where I started to head more towards where I am today with my games and stuff like that. Where I still have like my own personality and like my own stuff in the games, but I outright refuse to kind of acknowledge when my games are good or not, I guess. I'm not very egotistical, at least I don't think I am anymore. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just saying that. But like I kind of appreciate my own work a bit more now, but I also know my limits. I know when I can or cannot do something, and when it's time to call something off or take a step back and say, no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, making this game kind of like was the turning point towards my more modern era of game development. To be honest, it's just purely vibes based. I could not tell you what the differences are. I just got better, which like every artist does. I've been practicing for 3 years. Obviously, every year I'm going to get better. But like the water bottle experiment, the actual game sucks. It also has a Kanye reference in it, and it's bad. It's D tier also. I'll put it in C tier, I guess. It's better than all of these, but like not by much. I've just okay, I've cut all of this out in the recording, but like genuinely, I'm like sitting for like minutes at a time trying to think of anything to say. I apologize. I'm not used to the developer commentary videos, and especially with 2 games that have like absolutely nothing to say, that I have nothing to say about. But yeah, I guess these 2 are kind of intertwined in a way. This is Simple Sowings was my bad era, post Killer Clowns era, and then Water Bottle Experiment I think is what marks my modern era of games that I wouldn't say are good, but like are better. Like they're better, I guess. Yeah, that's all I have to say really. I've obviously edited a lot of this down and cut a lot of stuff out, so I'm not sure how long this video will be. I will try and record another one today. Anyways, like water bottle experiment related tangent aside, that was Simple Sowings. That's the developer commentary. I'm very sorry that this wasn't great. I think this might be the worst one I've done yet. But like there is nothing to say here. I thought there would be a lot more to say, but there just wasn't. Oh, actually, I thought of something funny. I don't have any evidence of this, but when this game first came out, my friend commented under here, this game, like in quotation marks, this game fucking sucks. Go play a better game like League of Legends. And I left it up because I thought it was really funny. And then I think one day that it was when I was making water polo experiment, and I was like on that narrative writing whatever for games course. I remember showing it to my teacher, like I was showing my itch.io to my teacher uh, during that course, and I remember he was on the page and he scrolled down and he saw the comment, and like he was clearly trying so hard not to laugh while talking. It was really funny. I still left it up after then. The only reason I think I took the comment down, I think, was because I submitted my itch.io for... I think I submitted my itch.io for, like, as part of my uni application, and so I just had to clean it up a bit and get rid of that kind of stuff. I would have left it up if there were any other comments, but it was the only comment on Simple Sowings for 2 years, so yes, I had to take it down. Anyways, yeah, that was Simple Sowings. I'm very sorry, there wasn't much to talk about, but it was a basic game, you know. The plot isn't very clear, but from what I remember, it's just how it is in the game. Play as a farmer, and then the skinwalkers invade your farm, and then in the canonical good ending, you burn it to the ground and make your escape as Milon Dusk. I keep forgetting that's Milon Dusk. It was a very bad choice on my part. I don't know why I made him Milon Dusk, but yeah, I'm done. Get out. Get out. I don't want to do this recording anymore. Bye.